You know?
Yeah.
Some people really enjoy shooting here. I looked at Martin Damsbo's record. Martin has had tremendous success here on Conialty Beach.
Yeah.
You've had great success here on Conialty Beach.
Yeah.
And Sarah Lopez got to love this place.
Oh, yeah. It's been really good to her. For sure.
Well,
in fact, this was, speaking of 3 medals, this is where I won my 3 medals. I won a team, a mixed team, and an individual, so.
Well, speaking of individual, we switched to individual match play now. 5 ends in each of these matches. 3 arrows per archer in each of those ends. Total points for those 15 arrows determine the winner, and if we're tied after 5 ends, the match will be decided by a 1-arrow shoot-off. And here's Marcella Tonioli. Marcella, who comes in 4th in the World Cup rankings. She's tied with Toya Ellison and Sul Dayoung of Korea with 18 points in World Cup competition so far. And now you hear the roar go up from the crowd because the hometown girl, Yesim Bostan, number 13 after qualifying. She is the first of 3 Turkish archers who will be out here this afternoon for a nation that's never had an archer reach the medal match at this stage in Antalya, Turkey. To have 3 on one day is a tremendous thing for Turkey, and they are fired up about Yesim Bostan.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, there's 2 things to look at here. Either she feeds off the crowd, or it makes her nervous because you want to do well in your home country. I've dealt with all of it before. Ogden was one I wanted to win really, really bad.
So badly, yeah.
Because my girls were there, my family was there, and it was in the United States. It's a big sentimental part to get to do that, and so
it's how you channel that energy.
Yep, 100%.
And that excitement.
Sarah and I have talked about it a lot because it's been in Colombia the last few years, and she's like, it means more to her to win there than in a lot of other places, and so we'll see how you handle it. It'll be interesting.
So Marcella Tonioli, who is already in and going to the World Cup finals, Yesim Bostan has to win to get to Denmark.
And having been out here already today, first arrow right in the middle.
So Marcella with a little bit of advantage that way. Yesim with the home field advantage. And Bostan starts off with a 10. Already had the crowd on her side, and now the confidence having shot that 10. The wind picking up as
10.
Tonioli.
But she still holds it in there.
Right, she tacks on another one. So now Yesim Bostan.
And a 10.
Game on.
And another 10.
3 straight 10s. 10s across the board for Tonioli. Grimacing.
Yeah, the 9.
Caught the 9 ring.
But still pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care what. Both of them shot well. I mean, at 59 between the 2 of them, that's pretty good to walk out on that stage for the first.
Now looking at the situation in women's compound, Sarah Lopez has already qualified for Denmark in the World Cup finals, as has Sarah Sonicson, Crystal Gavin, Marcella Tonioli, and Inga van Kaspel. From what I understand, if Yesim Bostan does not win the bronze medal, that means that Lily Shanu Panam is in and Daya Crook may be in.
Yeah, it's really tight there. In fact, Crystal and I were discussing that, how this match folds out. Plus, you know what I mean, now at this point you start wondering who you're going to face there. And who are you going to face in your first match at the World Cup finals? Because that makes a huge difference. I mean, we talk about experience. That's a big stage to walk in on, and yes, this helps, but I mean, first World Cup finals is always a big, big thing.
Tonioli leading by 1. Yesim Bostan to shoot first here in the second end.
10.
So much at stake for this young lady. Not as much at stake for Tonioli, but maybe that takes some of the pressure off of her, and it seems to have been borne out on the first 3 shots of the match.
Yeah.
Falters just a little bit, so now we're tied, 39 overall. 39 apiece. Bostan.
And that weather out there, that's awesome. Number 10.
Shooting well. Coming out of the gates.
Not sure I'd want to be shooting against either one of these 2 right now out there in that weather. They are putting it down.
Another 10.
Yep. Probably most of the boys that are shooting this afternoon don't not want to be in that match.
21
Shake.
years
She's getting a little
old.
nervous. Oh, she puts it in the middle.
Dead center.
Yeah.
And hearing it from her fans. Getting great moral support. Tonioli close.
Yeah, just out. Like I said, that breeze down there can be just enough to throw it one way or another, and it's just and that could be the difference right now.
There's a 2-point swing right there. Bostan was down by 1. Now she's up by 1. After the first 2 ends of this match, Yesim Bostan averaging 9.5 per arrow, 23 wins in her career, one of those coming in a tiebreaker. Picked up a team bronze medal at Shanghai to start this season. Was in the bronze medal match in Antalya 2 years ago. Came up short. She does not want to today. Her chances of getting to the World Cup finals in Denmark may rely upon that.
Yeah, and not just the fact of it being that she wants to make the finals, but it's, I mean, that may push her a little more, and it may not be as, she don't have the drive, Tonioli may not have that drive or that hunger right now that.
Not the same sense of urgency,
yes.
Although she wants to win.
She would love to win the bronze, I'm sure. Knowing her, she's as competitive as anyone out there, but that extra little bit can be the difference between whether you get the victory or not. A huge difference.
Now trailing by 1, Tonioli, who won an individual and a team bronze medal at Medellin at the start of the World Cup campaign. In fact, she defeated Sarah Holst Sonicson in Medellin. Bostan matches her, keeps a 1-point lead. So after a string of 10s, both have settled down into the 9 ring.
And the wind's kind of let up a little bit. It seems to me that they're hanging on that left side again. Again, left side. Now, if you look at the wind socks, it's not moving nearly as much as it was to the towards the ocean.
Kind of a wistful look and expression on the face of Yesim Bostan, because she knows she's had some opportunities now to put a little bit of daylight between herself and Tonioli. Hasn't done it yet. Maybe she will on this shot.
Yep. And there
she goes. Now
nothing's more frustrating.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing's more frustrating to see your competitor sit there and give you the opportunity to, and you just not capitalize on it. You're like, come on, I should be doing
it's
this.
There.
Yeah.
So that time she does take advantage of it, comes up with a very important 10 to build a 2-point lead now, 87-85. And now just 6 arrows away from determining who will take the bronze medal. As the chant goes up here in Antalya, Turkey. But she does have experience. She's very young. Not as much experience as Marcella Tonioli. Yesim Bostan, 21 years old. Did win a team bronze medal this year in Shanghai at stage 1. But she does have a lot of experience. And the Turkish team has come a long, long way over the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 years. Highly competitive.
Yeah.
And a chance here to win a bronze medal. And then later on in the men's competition, a chance to win, well, they will win gold and silver.
Yeah.
Tonioli, what a competitor.
Yep, she comes back. I mean, that's a sign of a champion, having been the little struggles of she strung together 4 9s, I believe, and then to put that one in, it's huge.
There's the answer.
Yeah. And she seemed to have that all day. When one gets in, she puts the other one right behind it.
Marcella. Another 10.
Awesome. I mean, this has been a good match, back and forth. You got your one coming up and the other one getting right there. And another 10. Ooh.
Trying to hold her off. Easier said than done. Tonioli,
Right there
another
again.
10.
Wow. Well, that's a pretty good comeback. She did an awesome job of putting those down there, and after the 9s that she'd stretched together.
Yesim.
And she matches her.
Raising the level of her
Matches
game.
her. Yeah.
Tonioli raised the bar.
Yeah.
And Yesim Bostan was able to raise the level of her game. Each of them shooting 10s across the board, 3 straight 10s. And the lead remains at 2 with just one more end to go. It is 117, 115, and a bit of a nail biter here.
Yeah, and I like that 4th end is always to be considered my moving end. Because if you don't move there, you don't have a lot of room on that 5th end.
Yeah, you kind of painted yourself into a corner.
Exactly. If you can get that move in about the 3rd or the 4th end, then you can get there. But if you don't really do a lot there, and Tonioli did. She shot a 30. She put the pressure on.
She did everything she could.
Yep. And just to have it match can be a frustrating thing. I mean,
thing is, though, there's still 3 arrows to go.
Yeah,
and Tonioli
100%.
knows this, and you've been in that
Oh, yeah,
situation.
100%. There's that. But the hard part is, as good as these two are shooting right now, them 2 points feel like a mile. I mean, we had the Gator Cup a week ago, and me and Steve Anderson shot off for the gold medal match. It was 149 to 148.
Huh.
And he's like, I put my last 6 in, hoping you would falter a little bit. And it's when guys are shooting good, that 1 point, or gals, that 1 point is huge.
Right now, it's a 2-point deficit facing Marcella Tonioli.
And she comes back and puts the pressure on again.
Sì, credici fino in fondo.
Put it in the sweet spot. Yesim Bostan trying to do the same. Held it for a long time, but it pays dividends.
They've got it marked as a 9.
Looked like a 10 from our vantage. Now they change it. Okay. 2-point lead, 2 arrows to go. Just outside the 10 ring.
And now you look at it and you say, I can shoot 2 9s and win. Gives you a little bit relaxed.
Oh, but the complexion changes.
Yes, it does.
2 9s. Forget about those 2 9s.
Yep,
Now
you just erased everything you had.
You better shoot a 10 because
And
you know
Tonioli
Tonioli's going to.
Yep.
She's going to. She put the pressure on.
9 to tie. Yep.
She does not want to go to a shoot-off.
No,
I
nobody
guarantee
does.
you.
Yep. That closest.
But we are going to a
Yep,
shoot-off.
here we'll have it.
Wow, what a match.
Yeah.
144 all.
And she knows it. You can see it in her face. She's like, that 1 arrow. Yep, shaking her head. She knew she had it in her hand, and it just slipped through, and she's like, well, now I got a little more work to do.
It's the only shot that had gone outside the yellow rings. Now, to the credit of Marcella Tonioli, she was in the yellow rings all throughout this match.
Yeah.
But now, because of that 8 by Yesim Bostan on her second to last shot, now we go to the shoot-off, and it's closest to the center. 1 arrow to determine the outcome, who gets the bronze medal. And for Yesim Bostan, maybe a trip to Denmark for the World Cup Finals.
Yep, that's another part that's in there. There's a lot fluid at this match here.
There's a lot riding on this
yes,
1 arrow.
100%. And Tonioli's been rolling really good. I mean, you think about it, she shot 1 9 in her last 6 arrows. After she had that string of about 4 9s, she's come back with a vengeance and only missed the 1.
Well, on her last 6 shots, 5 of them were in the center.
Yep. So
she didn't give up.
Yep, you can weigh that and say, is that more confidence going into this? Is it not? Is it, you know?
She's just gritty. She's just tough.
She'll fight.
She is such a strong-minded individual and archer. You have to have, well, I have so much respect for anybody who stands out on that line and does this.
100%. There's not one of them that I look at and say, you know, to get to any one of these points, you put a lot of work in. You're very mentally strong. You're just, there's things that have gone on that there's a lot of people in their lives will never see or achieve.
What's she thinking right now?
Most part, I would say go up and execute a good shot. You know, I've had people tell me that their thoughts are, I have to put it on the cross. I have to put it on the cross. But usually the people who are more successful at this, it's execute a good shot.
Just make a good shot.
Yep. Just go up and put it there and execute. And if it's good, if it lands, there it is. If it isn't, you did the best you could.
And the gods will decide.
Yeah, something will make the difference.
Tonioli going
Wind's
first in the shoot-off.
Oh, she wades through the wind.
Eyes it, tries
Not
it.
liking
Oh,
it.
my goodness.
Yeah, the coach knows.
Did not see that one coming.
Yeah, now she has her 9 to win, so.
Yesim Bostan for the medal and a
9.
trip to Denmark. Yesim Bostan wins the medal here in the women's compound bronze medal match, and she does it in style in a shoot-off. 1 arrow to determine the outcome, and it's Yesim Bostan.
And the excitement from the crowd is awesome. I mean,
The stands are packed,
yeah, they're just,
which is great to see.
yeah, it's huge. It's anytime you can put the locals in and they do well, it's great for everybody.
And this assures Turkey of 3 individual medals here on Compound Saturday at Stage 3 in Antalya. They'll get 2 in the gold medal match. And now with Yesim Bostan winning the bronze medal, Turkey will go away with 3 medals on the day. Marcella Tonioli, what an effort by her after winning the